One of the first things we learned about this semester were the 7 types of motions: standing still, moving away at a constant speed, moving towards at a constant speed, moving away speeding up, moving towards speeding up, moving away slowing down, and moving towards slowing down. And to demonstrate these factors, we used a mousetrap car example. And also a diagram of ticker tape helps to what actually happens when accelerating and slowing down. Another topic we discussed this semester was energy versus power. Energy is the ability to produce a change on a system, while power is a rate. Energy can be stored by atom bonds, nuclear bonds, in fields, and it can be transferred by work, heat, and radiation. And power is a rate of work divided by time. So it's basically the change in energy you do in a certain amount of time. The second project was to create instruments using just household stuff. The first type of instrument we could make was an idiophone. Idiophones work through vibrations. Every sound is made through vibrations, but it doesn't have a membrane or a cord to vibrate, so the instrument itself vibrates. The second type of instrument that we could make was a membranophone, and that's basically your basic drum. A membranophone has a membrane, hence the name, that vibrates to produce sounds. The third kind of instrument that we could create was an aerophone. Aerophones use air across a little hole in an instrument to create sounds using just your breath alone and air. And you can play different notes by pressing different buttons. The fourth kind of instrument is a chordophone. A chordophone is basically any kind of guitar or something that has chords that vibrate when the instrument is played to produce sounds. This is a basic sound wave. Sound is created through waves on the air. Vibrations are carried on the air, and the pieces of a wave are wavelength, amplitude, which is the volume, and frequency, which is how much the crest happens in a time or certain period of time. On our third project, we were trying to make our own set of homemade speakers. There were three types of speakers that we used in this project. The first type was tweeter. A tweeter is a little speaker that is made for high-pitched sounds, high-frequency sounds. Then the mid-range was used to catch the middle ground sounds that have a middle frequency. And then a subwoofer was used to pick up the bass of the song, the bass of the sounds, the low frequency and pitch. And three of them together make a song from speakers. Now to the physics of speakers. Voltage is an electrical driving force or electrical potential difference. Impedance is the measure of opposition. Also, it's called the resistance. To impedance match, you want the ohms to be matched so that things don't blow up like the speakers. Ohm's law is the current through conductors, which is volts divided by resistance. Series is circuits connected to each other, to the next conductor in a series. Parallel is they're all connected to the first energy set, or the battery. And they both have different properties that make them special. Relativity is described as a way of seeing something from a certain position. And once upon a time, the speed of light was debated because it couldn't be the same from everywhere in the world. But then Einstein came along and decided that the speed of light is constant and that it depended on your relative position. Relativity just brings the time down to something else. And then there's these things called time dilation fields, where when you're closer to gravity, time is moving slower for you than if you're moving fast and far away. For Project 4, my group decided to do lasers, and I got assigned the history portion. And lasers were first designed in the 1960s, and there are a few different kinds of lasers that came into fruition, and they use different power sources. A gas laser is this one, and it obviously uses gas to produce lasers. And this is a ruby laser, and it uses a ruby to produce a laser and magnify it. And we did laser hair removal, and it works through vaporizing the underneath hair into gas so that the hair just pops right out of the root.